Hi, good evening. Corey Thorne, spiritual healer, psychic medium, and life coach. I'm coming in to do the channeled message for the week of February the 18th, all the way through until I want to say about the 25th of February of 2019. This is a year of big shifts, big changes, some happy energy, some work. This is a time of having to put in some work. There's some work to be done. There's some work that needs to take place, and there's some work that you need to do. And that is as a collective and as a whole and as a universe. The work that's needed to take place is the work that's coming forth in the way of shifting and changing how we view, how we look at things, and how hard we actually work. And that it's not that we need to physically work so hard, is that we have to look at work in the way of doing the things that we love to do, doing things that have passion, being more passionate, being more kind, being more generous, those type of things. And I'm recording this on the part of the full moon, so it's February the 18th, February 19th, and this is a super moon, a snow moon. It's also the last night of, or the last couple nights of, I guess, Pisces being, having Chiron in Pisces. I'm not an astrologer, but it's what kind of channels through. And as I started to see that, as I start to see the shift of Chiron, and Chiron is moving into Aries, where actually I feel as if it's kind of bouncing for a little bit. I don't feel like it's a full, like, all-out shift. I feel like there's like some sort of bouncing around of the energy. It's like a little bit back and forth, still a little bit emotional, but still also with the drive to succeed. A little bit emotional and a drive to succeed. It's kind of, and so feeling as if you're a little bit all over the place. So this message might be a little bit all over the place because I'm in the energy of this shift and change of Chiron is what it feels like to me. And the Chiron is moving into Aries. And this is going to be a time of kind of stepping into a transformation. I'm going into the Mother Mary cards, which take us into a place of transformation and a time of being lit by the moon, being lit by the sun, everything being a sense of a brighter sense, a clarity, a drive to succeed, a drive to come together, kind of a push, as if we've been kind of waiting for something else to happen, waiting for something else to take place, waiting, and the waiting is over. Thankfully for my Pisces, and I feel like a little bit for all signs, but it's that the kind of emotional roller coaster we've been on is over a little bit. But now now it is about the work. And as Chiron is moving into Aries, I feel what I'm channeling through is the sense that it's now a time of actually having to work and having to work really hard, but really differently. So it's a different kind of hard than we would have worked physically hard. This is like having to get deep down in our emotions. Oh, something just went in my eye. Having to go deep into our emotions, deep into our exploring, deep into looking at things a little bit differently than we would have been looking at them prior. I'm going to say it's like, so it's the end of Aquarius. Okay, so it's the end of Aquarius. Like we're coming out of Aquarius. So it's like we're moving into, I feel as if there's a sense of ending the suffering, and ending the suffering. So by ending the suffering, what I'm seeing is that really that understanding of suffering and pain and suffering are very different. And the end of the suffering is that you're not here anymore to obsess so much about yourself. This is not all about you now. I know, and it's an Aries, so it should. We're the number one zodiac sign, so it's like it should be, but it's not. It's a time of like ending the suffering. So it's not all about you. So it's not all about the work that needs to be done on you. It's about the work that needs to be done as a collective, for the universe. So it's time to kind of let go of those old grudges that you had. Let go of being freaking pissed off and angry at people that you don't even remember why you're pissed off and angry about. Let go of the suffering. Let go of carrying the burdens, because all that time that you spent in suffering saying, I'm still mad because so-and-so did this to me and blah, 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 blah. all you're doing is putting the focus on you. Suffering, a lot of the times the suffering is because we're really paying close attention to our own self and paying close attention to our own wounds, our own hurts, our own stuff, right? And this is different than grief. This is different than that kind of pain, and that's different. This is the energy of what we kind of, our little pity parties we have, and that kind of energy is what it feels like. So it's the end of that. Like, we're not here to dig deeper into that level of healing. We're here to dig deeper into the healing of a universe, the healing of taking the knowledge that we now know, taking the what we have learned from having to do the healing, to lick our wounds, to, you know, kind of get out of our own way, all that we've had to really go through in the past, I want to say, few years, but the past 6 months have been really highlighted for us. And it's a shift and a change from there and going, okay, I'm okay. Things are okay. Let me focus on somebody else for once. Let's start focusing on the collective. Let's start focusing on the world. Time for me to volunteer. Time for me to take on something else. Time for me to kind of look at, you know, the people in the other countries that I feel like, oh, if I could make a difference in their lives, they might make a difference in your life. Maybe it's time to take on one of those trips, go see what it feels like to be there and to be experiencing that life with those people, and that you think you need to be there to help. Go learn from them of what knowledge those wonderful, lovely people have that are, you know, that you've created a story around how much you think they're suffering, but how much knowledge and how blessed are they, and how much beautiful things do they have, and how much love do they share amongst each other, and you know, because they don't have so much time to focus on their own selves. They don't have time to sit home and wallow. They have to be moving and working hard to survive and exist. And so they have time to focus on everyone else, to focus on their people, and to focus as a group and work together. And that's where we're about to learn. We need to learn that, and we need to learn to bring that back and to let go of the judgment, let go of being angry, let go of being, of feeling as if you have to be competing with other people. This is not a competition. This is a life, and life is not a competition. Life is your journey, and you're here to live it. And if these big bangs, these big shifts that are happening, all these big supermoons, they are lighting our way. They are enlightening us. We are being illuminated. There's a time of illumination that's upon us, and it's time for you to start to live in illuminating the light upon what is here, what is a little bit farther ahead, not so much what's here, but also what's still inside of you. What is that beautiful soul that you have been working so hard and that you have been doing the healing work on? Focus on something else. It is time to change and shift your focus. And if you've been trying to build businesses, or if you've been trying to build relationships on getting back at somebody else or trying to be somebody else, forget it. Chiron is going to teach you this year that it will crumble. It will fall. If you're trying to build something or to hang on to something just to peeve somebody else off or to try to be better than somebody else, it's telling us that egos will be crushed this year. Egos will be crushed. There's going to be some corporate falls. There's going to be some big falls. There's going to be some times of enlightenment that's going to take place where egos have to be shifted. And when I talk ego, I even speak of how we hold on to the sense of so-and-so did this or so-and-so did that. Let it all go. Do what you do with love and compassion. And as Mother Teresa says, and I have this written on my vision board that's right there, is that wherever God, I got to read it from here too, wherever God has put you, that is your vocation. Wherever God has put you, God consciousness, whatever God is for you, wherever God has put you, that is your vocation. It is not what we do. It is not what we do, but how much love. But how much love we put into it. It's not what we do. It is how much love we put into it. How much love are you putting into the world around you? How much love are you putting into your relationships? How much love are you putting into this world? How much love are you putting into your inner self? How much love do you have? Love is endless, and it's unconditional, and it's pure, and it's non-judgmental. How much are you sitting in the fact of looking at love as a flow? Love flows. Love comes in, love goes out. It's not going to ever run out. And it definitely has no conditions. And it definitely does not pick and choose who's going to be worthy to have love. Love is to be spread, and we are in a time of having to give love in a whole new way. And as we move into this, as we move into this time, as we're moving into this shift, be the change that needs to happen. Be the change that needs to happen in the most loving ways, not in the way of being vindictive to get back at somebody, and not to be in a way of trying to make your life happen to just try to prove to somebody else that you're worthy. This is about knowing. This is about being free. This is an expansion and freedom time, and this is about growth. And we are going to grow in big ways, but we're going to grow to know better, do better, live better. And there will be some falls. There's going to be some crumbles, for sure. But that does not mean a bad thing. That means that the foundation wasn't strong enough, and the foundation couldn't hold things up. Well, those foundations are going to be rebuilt in a different way, in the balance of masculine and feminine energy, in a softer, gentler way, placing beautiful healing in the crevices that need it, and finding a new way. And this is a season, this is a time of seeing a lot of people go back, get re-educated, new knowledge. This is kind of a time of seeing a lot of, I think a lot of maturity, a lot of people that are maturing in different levels in life, going back and getting re-educated, training, doing more, but also a shift in all responsibilities being laid up on, solely the masculine in a home, or how many, if you're in one of those homes, that it's not upon the masculine to provide. It's now coming back that everybody provides, everybody contributes in one way or another. Is we're coming back to not so much pressure on one to be a certain stigma that's been attached of it's the man's job or whatever. It's like that shift is happening, that we're all providing, we're all taking care of each other, we're all looking after each other, and we're moving into seeing how powerful the feminine is. The feminine is so powerful. I'm really seeing that, and trusting. Trust what's coming. Trust the wisdom. Trust the journey. Trust everything that's taking place. And the things that are falling away is falling away because you're transforming, because you're ascending, you're growing, you're expanding. So many new things are taking place. What else is possible? Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Staying devoted. Staying devoted. Staying devoted as like I said, as Chiron's doing its shift, and as wounds from years and years and years ago, from wounds from beyond this life come forth, and that you've had to learn a lot of lessons. Stay devoted to the faith that you have in you, and the faith that is there. Hold on to all of that, and hold on to your values, who you are, what you've become, how hard you've worked to become who you are, because it's being lit up in such a big way that you're finally being able to come fully into a presence. And 2019 as a whole, and trickling into 2020, is all about you strongly developing who you want to be, and how you want to be seen, and how you want to show up, but also how we're all going to work together to do this. We are not so individual based. We are more collective based. And you're going to get some clear direction, clear signs of which way to go. And it's time of these next few days with this full moon, inner child healing, going back, doing the work on the inner child. Nurture the child within you. Nurture the child within. This is time for self-care, time for being playful, have fun, laugh, all those things. It's like let yourself let yourself just go. Don't be so stressed out over the next few days. Just sit back and relax, because you can't make anything happen over the next few days. Oh, sorry. Something keeps falling in my eye. Not on video is not a good time to get something in your eye. But allowing yourself to be very mindful of how important healing the inner child is at this time. And it's funny because that's actually what I'm doing this week. I'm going to do a workshop for 35 people on healing the inner child. So it is definitely in the energy. It's definitely up on us because old wounds are coming up. And so relax, read a book, meditate, bath, salt baths, ground yourself, be very present with yourself, allow yourself to journal, do your gratitude list, whatever it may be, and know that the one constant thing that you have that can connect you to source is your breath. Take deep breath, breathe through the next few days, because then the shift is about to happen. There's some beautiful miracles happening. There's some beautiful gifts happening. There's some beautiful changes. Ending of the suffering. It's a time of ending of the suffering. Sufferings are ending. And this is raising our vibration. Raising our vibration. And I've been seeing a lot of blue in color. And because we're starting to take our thoughts into full formation, starting to create what we have been, the visions and dreams that you've been living are coming to life for you. And it's like, here's the synchronicities. Move with the magic. Lots of synchronicity moments, lots of beautiful miracles taking place, lots of changes, and there's jump. This is jump. And it's time for a change. Time for a change, and it's time for a change in some big, big ways. Let the change happen in your life. Let the change happen throughout this week. Let the change happen throughout this year. If you're my Pisces, know that there is some big shifts happening for you. If you're my Aries, life is about to get very interesting for you. And for all signs, there is, like I said, there's some big, big changes. Stay present right this week, the next few days. Stay very, very present. Don't go trying to force yourself through. Let it happen. By Thursday, Friday, you're going to be taking action steps. So, the 21st, by the 20th, 21st, it's like big, big moves happening. Get moving again. But just for these few days, just do what you need to do. And most of all, remind yourself and stay in a place of maintaining your self-respect. Do not make unhealthy choices to make this the time, because we're very emotional at the moment, that you decide you're going to give someone a piece of your mind, or you're going to lash out at somebody. They're not going to be healthy actions. They're not going to serve you well, and they're not going to be very nice for you. And so it's have self-respect and say, I'm worthy, and I love myself way too much to engage in that conversation, because you're going to get some kind of that backlash of energy around you in the next couple of days. Minor stuff though, minor. It's not big. It's not like some big attack. There's like little bits of, as I was saying, let go of jealousies and let go of those things of trying to be, or wanting to kind of, and it's not intentional, but just wanting to be where somebody else is right now, or wanting your relationships to move forward. And it's not. So if you've got a partner that you've been very angry at, you're like, they're not asking me to marry them. They're not jumping fast enough. They're not doing da-da-da-da-da. Well, you know what? Patience. Don't lash out at that person. Be kind to them. Be gentle. Focus on you. Focus on what you need to do for you, because it's not their job to make you happy. Remember that. And this is regeneration we are going through. And so there's some beautiful things coming to life. There's some beautiful growth happening, and it's all beautiful. And here's your TikTok. When Chiron moves into Aries, everything speeds up. Chiron in Pisces was much slower moving. Life was slower. Things were slower. Chiron moving into Aries, life is going to speed up shit is going to hit the fan because your life is about to explode, but in a most beautiful, wonderful way. And so know that there's no slowing down now. You're in a fast moving train and life is about to bring you everything that you want. So all that you've put out there and all that you've had to go through and all of that being off balance and stuff, know now that this is the flow. The yin, it's now coming back and you're being given back all of the beautiful love. And because it's being given back to you, now you have so much more to give out. And it's going to be a time of giving out and working together and coming together as a beautiful collective and sending so much love out into the universe. Thank you. And know that by the 25th, 26th of February, you're going to be kind of moving. And as you really hit into the beginning of March, it's like your feet is going to hit the ground. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. It is good energy. It is a good time. It is emotional. So be careful of your words and be thoughtful. Be thoughtful and be kind to you as well. You are an important person. So remember, all of us are important and we are all equal and we are all one and we are all worthy. And we're all in the light of God consciousness. Have a wonderful, wonderful week and much love to you all. Bye-bye.